Evie was born with a metabolic disorder.
It would be nice if technology worked. There you go, let's try it again.
Someone put that URL on their phone and hold it up.
Jiminy crickets.
Ten-year-old Evie was born with a metabolic disorder, which means frequent stays at St. Louis Children's Hospital.
Oh, well, I can describe the video. This young girl, she has a serious illness, and there are clowns that go around the hospital to help cheer the children up and make her laugh. So Charlie Chaplin once said that to truly laugh, you must be able to take your pain and play with it. And surprisingly, medicine is not the only way to help cure illnesses. Humor can also make some dramatic effects whenever going through the healing process. And through a lot of research, I have found that humor not only helps the body feel better, but it also can help stimulate the mind. And I know we can all relate to going through a tough time, or maybe even a serious illness ourselves, and just needing our mood to be lifted up to help go through the hard time. And humor is a great way to do that. So humor, it can help combat fear, it can help comfort, and it can also help boost the immune system. So whenever you hear about you having a serious illness, fear is always the first thing that pops into your mind. You're scared about what's going to happen to you, maybe what procedures you're going to have to go through, and humor is a great way to help combat fear. Therese Burchard, a woman who actually went through a serious illness, started writing articles about it, and she talked about one time she went into a psych group and everybody's mood was just really down, and they were, their fear was just written all over their faces. And she said that the psychiatric nurse had decided to start the therapy session off with a funny video. And she said everybody's mood just completely changed. The climate was different around the room. People were able to open up more and were able to start talking about what they were fearful about. And she also not only talked about that situation, but also about how humor can help change your perspective. A lot of times, you look at your past and the present and what you're going through, and if you have a bad attitude about it, it can really hinder what you're going through and make things worse. And she said that perspective can actually remove the problem that's going on and that has been debilitating you with anxiety. So also, whenever you are going through a serious illness, you just want to be comforted. You want somebody there to support you and make you feel better, and humor is a great way to help comfort people whenever they're going through this hard time. And actually, the New York City Big Apple Circus has been helping children since 1986 by sending clowns into the hospital rooms, like that was going to be shown in the video. And they just make the child feel better, they put them at ease, they kind of take their mind away from the serious illness and being stuck in this hospital because of it. And not only does it help the children feel better, but it also helps the parents and the people that are close to them and the whole atmosphere in the room, because they're able to see their child through humor smile and laugh, and they might not have seen that for days, weeks, or maybe months because of their child going through this hard time. And humor is a great way for them to feel like everything is going to be okay and that everyone's going to get through this at some point. Humor is also a great way to boost the immune system. And a good immune system is one of the first things that you really need to be able to heal properly and heal quickly. And humor can boost the immune system. Actually, in 2006, a study done at Loma University said that there are two types of hormones that are released whenever someone laughs or are involved in humor, and those are endorphins and also the human growth hormone. And endorphins help with depression, and the human growth hormone helps with the immunity. And also, I was reading an article about that a doctor had wrote, Melissa Stupel, and she was talking about the endorphins, and she described how endorphins work. They're actually hormones that are sent from your brain electronically by neurotransmitters to the rest of the central nervous system. So endorphins not only help your mind feel at ease and feel better and feel relaxed, but also can help your whole entire body feel stronger and better, and you definitely need that when you're going through a serious illness. And then she also mentioned that endorphins are mostly released. The two most common ways are through stress and pain. And whenever you're going through a serious illness, it can definitely be very stressful and it can be painful. So endorphins are definitely a great way to help boost the immune system, and humor helps do that. So now that I've covered what are some of the benefits of humor, they can comfort, they can help combat fear, and they can also boost the immune system. So the next time that you go visit somebody that has a serious illness, you might want to dress up as a clown or tell a funny joke, and they can make their experience just that much easier on them.
And in a hospital?
Well, they weren't scary clowns.
All clowns are scary.
The black.
Yeah, I like clowns. I just had to call it. You can't get too much. I gotta live with you now.
That picture.
You gotta make sure you
Picture,
stay level.
look like picture.
So it's technically helping you
All right, Brittney, let's talk about the delivery issues first. I think that you sound pretty effective. Your voice projects pretty well. I do hear a little bit of tension in your voice. I'm not sure if it's just stress because you're tired or if it's anxiety issues. And if it is an anxiety issue, I think you need to take a little bit of a deep breath and slow down a bit. But it wasn't anything that was too distracting. You don't sound quite as natural as I think you probably are in most situations when you're talking. Sounds like there's just a little bit of discomfort there. So, like I said, catch your breath, give yourself a little bit of chance. Nothing super harmful, but it's something that you probably want to focus on a bit. I didn't notice any problems with pronunciation, so I think most of the paralinguistic things are pretty solid. You had very good eye contact with at least this section of the audience. I don't know how people in the corner over there felt, but you generally, because you're standing over there and facing this direction most of the time, this is where your focus tends to be. Don't forget to include everybody a little bit more. So you were looking up, you were talking to the audience, just need to distribute it a little bit. You handled the problems with the technology pretty well. Okay, let me just tell you what's going on in the video. That's exactly the way to handle it. You've got the slides, they worked fine. You didn't need to have anything more fancy. We didn't need to have all the wipes and the transitions and those sorts of things. I thought that you did fine operating that. I like the fact that you knew the material pretty well. You weren't relying on notes to talk about things, and that helps a great deal because you keep your focus in talking to the audience. So that's good. Also, it looks like you dressed up a little bit. Like I knew I was going to give a speech today, and so I made the effort to, put on some clothes that suggested, hey, I'm going to be in front of an audience today, and I want to look professional. And I thought that came across pretty well. All right. Thank you very much. Sorry we had the problem with